Welcome. Take a slow breath. Allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment. This is not merely a podcast. This is a quiet doorway, a threshold. Today I invite you to step into the living field of a work that was not written to inform you, but to transform you. The book, The Path of Inner Mastery, is not a philosophy. It is not a theory about life. It is a structure for awakening, a map for inner refinement, a living framework through which a human being can consciously evolve. It was created for those who feel that life must hold a deeper meaning, for those who sense that growth is not accidental, and for those who are ready to participate actively in the unfolding of their own higher nature. This work carries a simple but profound recognition. Human beings are not finished. We are in process. We are becoming. And the path of becoming is not random. It follows universal principles. It unfolds through purification, healing, and refinement. This book opens that path. At its deepest level, the purpose of this work is to guide the awakening of the full human potential, not only individual but collectively. It presents a vision of a new stage of humanity, a golden age, not as fantasy but as the natural result of conscious inner development. According to this teaching, transformation must happen in two directions at once: inner transformation, the refinement of the individual, and outer transformation, the renewal of society. The world changes when consciousness changes, and consciousness changes when individuals commit to growth. This book is therefore not merely personal development. It is participation in evolution. At the heart of the teaching lies a threefold structure, three pillars of transformation. First, the path of purification, healing, and inner refinement. This is the mystical dimension, the work of dissolving burdens, clearing distortions, and restoring alignment with the deeper spiritual nature. Second, education and personal development. Here the individual consciously cultivates virtues, skills, clarity, and psychological maturity. Third, spiritual training, the direct development of high awareness and inner mastery. These three movements are not separate. They form one unified path. Healing prepares the ground. Development strengthens the personality. Spiritual training awakens consciousness. Together they form the architecture of mastery. As you move deeper into the book, you begin to encounter a central principle. Everything in human life can be refined. Character can be refined, thought can be refined, emotion can be refined, relationships can be refined, action can be refined, even society itself can be refined. Nothing is fixed, everything is transformable. But transformation begins with a radical act of honesty, introspection. One of the most powerful initiatory elements of this teaching is the call to what is described as merciless introspection. Not self-criticism, not self-rejection, but fearless self-seeing. To observe oneself clearly, to understand one's patterns, wounds, beliefs, habits, and potentials. To see both light and shadow, because only what is seen can be transformed. Only what is understood can be healed. Only what is integrated becomes power. Through this process, the human being becomes conscious of the inner structure and begins deliberate self-creation. The book then opens a vast field of practical transformation through the cultivation of virtues. Not abstract virtues, but lived qualities. courage, clarity, compassion, discipline, focus, presence, integrity, resilience, self-awareness, inner silence, faith, love, and many more. Each virtue is presented not as moral instruction, but as energetic development. A quality is frequency, a mode of being, a capacity of consciousness. By observing, strengthening, and embodying these qualities, the personality becomes refined, stable, clear, and powerful. In this way, the human being becomes capable of holding higher states of awareness. Virtue is therefore not morality. It is structure. It is inner architecture. It is what makes mastery possible. Another essential dimension of the teaching is integration. Spiritual development is not separated from daily life. Health is part of the path. Communication is part of the path. Psychology is part of the path. Leadership, relationships, and service to others are parts of the path. The book presents a vision of the complete human being, balanced in body, mind, and soul. It teaches that true spirituality expresses itself in competence, clarity, responsibility, and constructive action in the world. Awakening is not escape from life. It is mastery within life. As you move through these teachings, a profound shift begins to occur. You no longer see yourself as a passive participant in existence, but as a conscious creator of your development. Life becomes training. Experience becomes instruction. Challenges become refinement. Relationships become mirrors. Time becomes sacred opportunity. This is the initiatory shift from unconscious living to conscious evolution. Why is this teaching especially relevant now? Because modern humanity possesses immense external power but insufficient inner maturity. Technology advances, information multiplies, but clarity, wisdom, and inner stability often remain underdeveloped. This imbalance produces anxiety, fragmentation, and loss of meaning. The path presented in this book restores inner structure. It rebuilds the human being from within. It teaches responsibility, self-knowledge, discipline, and service. In a time of external complexity, it offers inner order. In a time of distraction, it offers focus. In a time of fragmentation, it offers integration. In a time of confusion, it offers direction. Who is this book for? It is for sincere seekers, for individuals who feel called to grow beyond comfort, for those who sense that life is sacred training ground, for those willing to examine themselves honestly, for those who wish to develop mastery not over others but over themselves. It is for people who want to live consciously, serve meaningfully, and evolve deliberately. Ultimately, this work supports awakening in a very specific way. It stabilizes the personality. It clarifies perception. It purifies emotional and psychological burdens. It strengthens will and direction. It aligns the individual with universal principles. From this stable foundation, higher consciousness can naturally unfold. Awakening becomes not an accident, but a process. Mastery becomes not a concept, but a lived reality. And evolution becomes not a hope, but a path walked step by step. If you feel resonance with what you have heard today, then you have already touched the threshold of this teaching. The next step is simple. Enter the work directly. Read the book slowly. Reflect deeply. Apply sincerely. Allow the path to unfold within you. If you wish to go further, deeper initiatory training is available through For Mystics. and ongoing structure development within the living community of Ordo Mysticus. You are always welcome. The path of inner mastery is open to all who are ready to walk it. In love, light, and service, I am Ray del Sol.